Hello, everybody, and welcome to Box Talk with Moonie and Dee. How y'all doing? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It's Thursday. I was about to say it was Wednesday, but it's Thursday.
It is Thursday. I'm sure about that.
I was about to say it's Wednesday because I'm used to Wednesdays, but yeah, I hope you guys have been having a great day today. We've got a pretty cool show in store for everybody.
Most definitely.
Moon, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good, and I'm really psyched because I think, and again, I'm knocking on wood. If we can hear here, I'm doing it like this. I'm knocking on wood because I think we've actually got this paranormal warehouse thing worked out. I'm pretty excited about that. This is pretty cool. So,
Yeah,
yeah, we're streaming live, guys. We're actually doing it. Wow, cool stuff.
I know.
Technology, technology. So yeah.
Work-
So before we jump into our crazy subject for tonight, what's going on in your world, Misty?
did you say? Did you call me Misty?
I said Miss D, not Miss T.
I'm like, don't change my name.
No, didn't change
Misty.
your name. Hey,
Well,
or Misty, whatever works. Hey, whatever.
no, Miss D. I get what you're trying to
Miss
say.
D.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, today's been just really not much today. Usually, what I do on days before I have a show is I mentally prepare all day.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so that's like what I did today, and then we had that test,
Right.
hmm and that
Absolutely.
worked out, and I was very pleased that everything worked out, and I'm hoping that everything works out.
It's very, very. Yeah, you're being very mysterious. Very mysterious.
I am.
Yeah, you sound mysterious at least.
I do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, I'm mysterious, but I'm oblivious too, because I'm like, really? I do?
Oblivious, mysterious. It all works.
Oblivious, mysterious.
Something us. That's all that
Everything.
matters. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's all good.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've had crazy stuff going on. I've
Oh,
been
yeah?
I've been really busy. Yeah. So for those who don't know, we released the second episode of the Ghostbox Chronicles, and that's
Yes,
yeah, it's been doing really well with our narrator, Miss D Garcia, right here, um,
Misty.
Miss D Garcia. Yeah, her new name. But yeah, it's been doing really well, getting some really good response. So we're excited about it. We just think it keeps getting better each time, and we have a new episode coming out. And the cool thing, for those who don't know, I've spent some time in the studio over the last couple of weeks and recorded the new theme song for the show, which is called "The Spirits Are Coming," or I'm sorry, "The Spirits Are Calling." And
Yeah, get the name
yeah, I
right.
got it right. Yeah, Spirits Are Calling, and we're shooting a music video for it, which is going to be for the intro and stuff, coming up this Sunday out at the Lumber Baron Inn, and that's going to be fun. It's kind of cool because I get to kind of relive my old roots in music and tie it in with the paranormal, which is just I didn't think would ever happen. So it's fun. I'm having a good
But it's
time.
happening.
Yeah, and you got to hear the song. I let you preview the song.
Yeah,
And
you know what? I love it.
thank you. Yeah, it's getting some pretty good reviews. It's a little more commercial than I'm used to, but I like it. I think it's really cool. So, yay.
Hey guys, I'm just gonna say hi to everybody on Paranormal Warehouse since you can't see the chat.
I can't.
Yeah, I want to say hi to everybody that's in Paranormal Warehouse right now. They're saying hi, and I'm guessing they can hear us really well because there's nobody has said yet that they can't, so that's good.
I'm just going to assume everything is awesome because it can't get any worse than last week. I'm just going to put that out there. And again, here, me knocking on wood. That's me knocking on wood. But
Last week didn't happen, Moon.
oh, it didn't exist. So if there was ever a video or anything with me pulling my hair out, that really didn't happen. That was all in your imaginations, and we're just going to go with
No,
that. Yeah.
didn't happen at all.
No, it didn't.
So okay, let's see. Okay, no, I don't know. I'm trying to read the comments. Yep, nope. Nobody has said that they can't hear us, so that's good, right?
That is a positive thing. That's really good. Hi, everybody. I can't see you right now. What's going to happen, just so you know, is after we do what we're going to do tonight, and I'll get into that here in a minute, I'm going to try to get up the chat for Paranormal Warehouse and cover that side, and Dee's going to cover the other side of Mixler. It's Mixler, right?
Apparently,
Mixler.
I'm a lot louder than you are.
Oh, let me. I will speak louder now.
Maybe, but you know what though? That's probably just because I'm loud.
It might just be because D is very
Oh,
loud, but that's okay. That's an all right kind of thing. So that's okay. Hey, so we've got some people. I know that basically, let me see. Hold on. Oh, getting the thumbs up from Paranormal Warehouse. They are telling us that we sound great. That's from
Yay!
admin, so we're doing good. Hey, we finally won! Yay! Um, so we've got some people tonight who probably don't know who we are from Paranormal Warehouse. They just know us from the crazy looping madness that we had last week. So we should probably kind of tell you guys a little bit about us to get started here. So I'm going to have Dee just kind of give a little background on herself and how she got started doing this stuff, and then I'll tell you a little bit about me, and we'll jump into tonight's subject.
Me?
You.
Okay. Okay. So apparently my new name is Misty. No, I'm just kidding. No. Yes, Dee Garcia. That's me. Well, most people that know me from Phenomena Encountered, the other show that I do with Dan Class. I actually started. Well, I started doing the podcasts about a year ago now. Yeah, been doing it for about a year now. But, I've always been interested in the paranormal, and I've always been sort of like, one who researches it, studies it, investigates all that because it's sort of always been around me. So at a very young age, it's sort of, it's cliche that, people say like, I didn't choose it, but it chose me. That's pretty much what happened to me. And yeah, I've been doing the radio thing for about a year now. I started by myself, and then I met Dan, and back in, I want to say August, it was August or September, I spoke with Dan, and he had been helping me out, helping me get guests and stuff for the show. And then in August, I got the brilliant idea that I wanted to co-host because I wanted to expand and do bigger things. And the first person I thought of was Dan, and he came along, he joined me, and everything it's been going really good. And when was it? Was it in January, Moon, when we decided to do the network?
Yeah, I was actually a guest on your show,
Yes.
and I just made a total fool of myself.
No, you didn't. You
And
were
Dee was
good.
like, Dee's like, oh, that guy's an idiot. I'd like to have him as a co-host on another show. That's how
You
that.
were good. You were good. What happened was you were really good. You were hilarious, and I loved it. And you were a guest on our show in December, and then I remember what happened. I asked you because Dan started getting really busy, and there was some Saturdays that he couldn't do, and I'm like, I wonder if Moon would want to be a permanent fill-in whenever Dan can't do it. And you said yes, but then like immediately, like that ended right away
Yeah,
because immediately after that, like the next week, it was like, well, guess what? You're doing a show with me.
yeah, and that's pretty much what it was. It wasn't really asking. It was kind of like, guess what? You're doing a show, and that's how that all kind of came to be.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty much what it was. It was like, hey, Moon, guess what? You are doing a show with me. And I explained to you that we were doing another show because Dan and I wanted to create a network because Crossroads, the other network we were on, was sort of coming to an end,
right,
and we didn't want to stop doing the podcast or anything. And some of the other people on that network also didn't want to stop. And so Dan and I just came up with a brilliant idea to turn Phenomena Encountered into Phenomena Encountered Radio Network,
yep.
and that worked out really well. And we've got some big plans up ahead, and we've got this show, and we've got Ted's show that's part of our network, and yeah, it's good. It's good. It's
Here
good. It's
we
good. It's
are.
good. Here we are, and now we're part of Paranormal Warehouse. So
Yay!
awesome.
Loving
Yeah.
Paranormal Warehouse, especially now that it works. Yay! Double
Yeah.
yay!
Double yay. So now, what about you?
What about me?
And
Yeah, I'll just give you I always call it the Reader's Digest version. So, yeah, my life has been spent in the paranormal. I had my first experience when I was 7, and it's basically taken off since then. Found out very early on that I was a psychic medium, that I was hearing things that other people weren't, and basically was able to justify a lot of that. I wasn't just completely nuts. So when I came back and was able to tell people things, it really kind of blew them away. And I was a musician for years, like I was just talking about a minute ago, toured with a lot of different bands and stuff. And after I got done doing that, I started going paranormal investigator full time. I owned a magazine. I had 2 of them actually. One that was Ghost Hunter magazine, which was an online, and then I did Haunted Times magazine, which I don't know if you guys remember that, but that went through about 2012, and still the world's largest paranormal magazine, which is something I'm really still proud of. And then I was known for Ghost Hunter universities and basically the events that I've done, the conferences and things like that. But the thing that I'm most well known for is the Ghost
The
box,
box.
the
The
box,
box.
hence box talk. And
The box.
yeah, I was having this conversation with somebody the other day, and yeah, we Frank Sumption contacted me many, many years ago, and it was just through a bizarre twist of fate. He contacted me and said that he had completed, Thomas Edison's Telephone to the Dead. Of course, I thought he was nuts. Ended up meeting up with him. He gave me what I thought was a broken radio, and I kind of laughed about it for about a year, and then took it out on an investigation and found out that we really were able to have direct two-way communication with spirits.
Hmm.
And my father and I, not many people know this, but my father and I are the ones who actually named it Frank's Box. And the reason we called it Frank's Box was just for lack of a better term. Frank's the guy who built it, and we're like, what is it? It's Frank's Box. So, yeah, I was the first person to ever use it out in the field for paranormal investigation. And then I started using it in about 2007 to actually connect with people's loved ones on the other side. And for those who've had experience with that, they know that they can actually hear not just a voice, but their actual loved ones' voices that come through the speakers of the machine. So, as a medium, I basically power the machine, I receive the messages back through, and gives you the opportunity to actually hear what the spirits have to say directly through the machine. It's kind of like plugging an amp into my head. You get to hear what I hear. And, it's kind of like a language for me, so I try to fill in the gaps, but you guys will be able to
Hmm.
hear it too. So that's a little bit about me, and kind of leads into our subject for tonight, which is a crazy kind of coincidence, and I'll tell you the reason why. Do you want me to start on this?
You start on this.
Okay. So, did an investigation, and it's covered. If you guys get a chance to check out the first episode of the Ghostbox Chronicles, it's on my YouTube channel. It's Man as the Moon. But if you go and you check that out, it chronicles what we did at the Lumber Baron Inn for many, many years, trying to solve a 30-year-old double homicide. Well, it was 30. It's more than that now.
Hmm.
And one of the many things that came through in that investigation was one night we had a full-blown demonic figure that showed itself, and Angela Scarpino actually was able to take a picture of this demonic entity that came through that was witnessed by 120 people. There's a green demonic form that came through, but the people who stayed that night after the event had some really crazy experiences, and one of the EVPs that was captured in the room where the murders took place had this sound of this pig. It sounded like it was being
Oh yeah.
slaughtered inside the room. And if you go back and you watch the episode, you'll know it's disturbing. It really,
It is.
yeah, it's one of those things that if once you hear it, you're like, wow, that can't even be real. But it is, it's legitimate. And so I always kind of had a tie-in with that for some reason. It kind of clued with me because we were dealing with some dark forces at the time about Amityville. And if anybody remembers the story about Amityville and when the Lutzes were living inside the house, the demonic form or apparent demonic form that called itself Jody would actually say to the girl that was there that it could present itself if it wanted to, it could hide itself if it wanted to, and it would project itself out as different types of things. Anything from a teddy bear up to a gigantic cartoon character type of pig with glowing red eyes that would float outside the window, and was apparently witnessed by the parents that were there
Hmm.
as well at that time. So it always kind of dawned on me, and for some reason over these last couple of weeks, since we've been kind of hounded by some of the negative things that have been following us around since the Lumber Baron investigation, it's really stuck in my mind about the Amityville case. So I've been kind of obsessed with it, and I don't spend a lot of time on YouTube for the most part. I upload things and look at a couple of videos here and there. But for the last couple of weeks, I've just been obsessed with the Amityville case. And I've watched documentaries on it, and I've watched In Search of, and I've watched all these different things, and it's just something that's kind of been on my mind. So I was watching one the other day, and the
Hmm.
thing came up about Jody the pig, the whole thing, and immediately I was like, "Oh, I know our next show." So I got on Facebook Messenger, and I'm like, "Dee, I know what I want to do for the next show." And basically, she was like, "Well, hold on a second, I'm watching this Amityville
Oh
documentary on YouTube."
yeah.
I was like, "Oh my God, this is destiny. This is how it's supposed to be. There's no such thing as
Yeah.
synchronicity." So yeah, or coincidence. So basically, at that point, we were like, "Okay, yeah, we've got to do a show on this," and so that started. And then I thought, wouldn't it be really cool to turn on Frank's Box, the Ghost Box, with you guys in the audience, and attempt to connect with the people who were involved in the murders and the Lutz family,
Mhm.
and any spirits who are willing to volunteer information, and see if we can maybe figure out some of the details about what really happened during that time, during this case. And you never know. We might come back with something tonight. We might record a voice of somebody that gives us the answers that we're looking for. So it just fascinated me, and I think that the best thing that we can do is for those who are in the chat room, and I'm reaching out to you guys, and I tried to kind of prep you for this.
Mhm.
Um, Questions that you guys have is going to be big when we're doing the ghost box session, because we want to make sure that we're actually able to um, ask good questions, get good answers, and keep the session moving. We don't want a lot of dead time, because you'll find that the spirit energy will drop down pretty quickly if we're not asking great questions.
Yeah, and I just want to let everybody know, just to bear with me, because I'm sort of going to be bouncing back and forth between chat rooms. So I'll be, checking up on in chat room in Mixer, and then I'll be going over to the chat room on Paranormal Warehouse. So I'm going to be going back and forth. So just bear with me, because Moonie can be in either one today.
Yeah, after we're going to do the ghost box session, and I don't want it to go super long tonight
Yeah,
because
of
I'll be
course.
dead drained. Honestly, it's bad. So I figure we can do just kind of an effective session, ask the questions that we need to ask, and then when we go back and we start talking about the case a little bit, or maybe what we got tonight over the ghost
Hmm.
box, I'll jump on the Paranormal Warehouse Facebook page on my phone and try to answer some questions for you guys that way too, so that Dee can focus back on Mixler.
Hmm. And that's what we're going to do. Now, I just want to, real quick, I just want to comment. I really was crazy when you called me. Well, not when you messaged me that day, and you were like, I know what we're gonna do. I know what our next show is gonna be." And the way I was like, "Oh, I'm just watching something right now. Hold on." And you're like, "What are you watching?" "Oh, I'm watching this documentary on the Avenue." You're like, "What?" That was crazy.
We were like watching it at the same time.
Yeah, that was crazy, because I remember you were like, "What? What do you mean?" And at first I thought you were like yanking my chain. I thought you were like, "That's what I was gonna tell you." Like, no, you weren't. How? Really?
Right.
But yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's true. Yeah.
Mhm.
I just thought it was
Crazy.
absolutely crazy, and like I said, no coincidence, synchronicity. That's what it's all about.
Oh yeah. That's when I knew, like, okay, it's gonna have to happen.
Yep.
Cause yeah. So,
I think it's a good thing.
um, like I said, I'm gonna be going back and forth, and so the listeners, you guys just type in your questions in either one of the chat rooms, and I will, catch it, and I'll tell Chris what it is, and that's gonna be my job. I'm just gonna be sort of, reading the questions back and forth, and while I'm getting that, I guess you'll be asking your questions, and 'cause I'm not going to focus on asking anything. I'm just going to be reading what they're asking.
Right. And if you have any questions, obviously ask, because I know that you're sensitive. You pick a lot of stuff up, and if there's anything that just kind of comes to you, I think that'd be cool to have you jump in on that too.
I will.
Okay, very cool. And just so everybody knows, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one headset on, one headset off. It's going to be kind of tough, but I'm going
Okay.
to do that. And then I'm also going to record the session on a digital recorder too, so that if we have anything really cool that comes through, we'll have that recorded not only on here and whatever else, but we'll actually have it on a digital recorder too, that we can go back
Hmm.
and pull that evidence off of, just like we're doing an investigation. So that's kind of my plan.
Okay.
Really quickly in the chat room, because you're doing the chat, is everybody ready to go? Are we all prepared? I can't see anything right now. I'm kind of flying blind.
uh, what did you ask about the chat room?
Is everybody ready with their questions in the chat rooms? Are
Yeah, you
they?
guys ready? I'm sure they are. I mean, they're excited. They're looking forward to it. And what I can see coming through, yeah, they haven't asked anything yet in Paranormal Warehouse, but I know in the Mixer they have already.
Okay.
Um,
So we encourage everybody in both Mixler and Paranormal Warehouse, just go ahead and type in your questions, and I will do my very best to ask those over the device without going too extremely long tonight. We don't want to.
Okay, wait. They're confused. And I'm sorry, Moon, but they want to know, because in the Mixer, some people are confused. They're like, "How are you doing this?" They want you, I guess, explain again how you're gonna get this done, because some people want to know where you are.
Oh, okay. I'm in my office in Boulder, Colorado right now. And a lot of people think that you have to, when you do these types of sessions, that you have to be in the
Yeah, explain
spot.
that.
Yeah, they think you have to be in the spot where all these things took place, and that's not the case. When I reach out to my guides, which I call spirit technicians. I don't know if anybody knows about that, but you'll hear me saying technician assist and things like that. Those are the spirits that I trust on the other side to come through and give us information. And what they're going to do, just like if I was doing a private reading for an individual, they're going to
Hmm.
go out and reach out to the energies that are out there. So it's good that we're talking about this actually. There's two different types of energies we're going to be dealing with. One type of energy is what we call an intelligent spirit, and
Uh-huh.
what that means is that an intelligent spirit is somebody who's crossed through. They're on the other side, and that they can communicate with us very clearly, give us a lot of information. Some people would say they're in heaven. However you want to look at that, but basically they can pass on information from where they are. The other type of spirit that we're going to be dealing with is what we call an earthbound spirit, and that might mean that they're still trapped in the earthbound state. So the only way I can really describe that is it's almost like they're in a nightmare, and the technician is kind of like a therapist who's reaching in and trying to speak to them and pull information out enough that they can help them cross, that they can actually help them move on to the other side. So those are the two types of human entities that we're going to be dealing with. In addition, when you hear me say technician, that's my guides, and those some people call them angels, some people call them spirit guides, some people call them all sorts of different things, but
Hmm.
that's what they are. And then, of course, in this case, we're running the risk of running into something pretty nasty as well. And since I'm on my own, I'm here alone doing this. I'll take a few more chances than I normally would if there were
Hmm.
people here in the location with me. But if it gets too dark, I'm just going to shut down the machine, and I'll tell you guys what happened once I do that.
Um, and I'm glad you explained that because a lot of people were wondering if you were there, but like the device you're using, it's just a communication device, and you can,
Right.
yeah,
It's like a telephone. I mean, essentially, that's
exactly.
really what we're doing. We're calling the other side. We're reaching out to the other side in hopes that they're going to provide the information that we're looking for.
Yeah. All righty. It looks like everybody's ready. I'm just going to try to do something real quick. I'm going to try to bring up the so I can see the chat better.
Okay?
So so
We're going to
let me
let you
mute
do the
there.
technical thing. And while you're doing the technical thing, I'm going to grab the box, which is right here, the box, and I'm going to try to move backwards without pulling off the headset. This should be tricky. Here we go. Okay, I'm really far back now and I can't even see myself anymore, but you guys should be able to see what I'm doing here. Okay, opening up the box. Here we go. Once again, digital recorder. I'm just going to go ahead and state what we're doing for the record. Um, and then I'm going to go ahead and get into the session. And I'll go ahead and say when it's okay to go ahead and get some questions coming in.
We're gonna limit the questions to about the case first, right? Because people are asking personal questions, and
Yeah, we're just going to go with the Amityville case right now.
yeah, we're going with questions about the case, guys.
Is everybody ready?
Yes, everybody's ready.
Okay, I'm going to hit record on the recorder. Okay, we're going to be doing this is the Box Talk Amityville session. Here we go. Just warming up. Device is on. Volume up. Technicians assist. Who's here with us, please? Technician, what's your name, please? Thank you. We're going to go ahead and we are trying to reach out tonight to communicate with any of the spirits who were involved with the Amityville case. Thank you. Uh, they're available. Thank you. They do say they're available.
Okay.
We want to go ahead and reach out to these spirits and see if they can come through to us tonight and answer some questions for us in hopes that we can actually solve this crime. Are any of the DeFeo family,
Hmm.
available? Two still at the home.
Mm.
Speaking to Dawn. Speaking to Dawn. She's coming through. It was me. She said it was me. Dawn, question for you. Inside the home, when you were living there, were you contacted by anything that you would consider paranormal? She wasn't the only person who reported that happening at that time. There was a power there. She said there was a power there.
Um,
Question. Go ahead.
yes, question from Jackie's Salomon. She wants to know if oh, it went away. Do you know? Oh, yeah. Do you know who killed you? Do you know who committed the murders? Who killed?
Can you tell us who committed the murders that night, please? Who committed the murders that night, please? By name? Other than Satan. It said other than Satan.
Uh,
Me,
Tracy.
me and my brother. Me and my brother was the answer to
Tra-
that. Me and my brother.
Tracy is asking:
Question.
Is the boy haunting the place or something more demonic?
Question for any of the technicians out there: is there a boy haunting the house, or is it something more demonic? There's both. Both there. There's a total of 11 human spirits there. 11 human spirits that are in that location. Also, to go back to what she was saying, she said she didn't cry that night, but she wasn't herself. Somebody was
Oh,
inside her. Someone was
oh,
pushing
I
something
heard
through.
that.
She didn't want to do it. Something was pushing it. Go ahead. She says now she's sorry. It's not her, but she's sorry for what happened.
Uh, Yancy Gonzalez wants to know what was the motive for the murder.
What was the motive for the murder? More of the families coming in. Hold on. What was the motive for the murder, please? What was the motive, please? What made you want to do that? Evil. The word
Hmm.
evil. She wasn't herself. She said, "I wasn't me. The devil was here." No one would believe the story if they knew the truth.
Question.
Question,
Uh,
go ahead.
Dina's asking: are the spirits being held against their will?
Are the spirits being held against their will, please? Not understanding the response on that. Are any of the spirits that are still at the location being held against their will, please, technicians? He keeps them silent now. Keeps them silent now, yes.
Wow.
There's more there that we don't even know.
Uh, Cora in the Mixer chat room wants to know: do they need help crossing over?
Any of the spirits who are there, do you need help moving on to the other side to go to heaven? They said they would thank us for it. Yes, they would thank us for it.
So then they need help.
And the technician said it would be their pleasure to help. So many around them. Yes,
Wow.
they want to do what's right. Hi, Chris.
Wow.
Don? Do you need help? There's something holding them there.
Mm.
It keeps them
And
silenced. They're not talking. They're silenced.
so they don't know. And that was one of the questions. Luna in the Mixer chat room wants to know who keeps them quiet.
Who keeps you quiet, please? Who keeps you quiet? They already answered that.
Cynthia. Cynthia in the
They.
Paranormal
I'm sorry.
Warehouse.
Really quickly, they said that
Yeah, go ahead.
they stay with the insane. They stay there with the insane.
Oh,
Oh, I understand that. I understand that. Okay. Thank you. What's the question, please?
she wants to know what is the truth.
That's a big question. What specifically? What are we looking for?
I guess what's the truth on the case of what happened?
Okay, technicians assist, please. Can you tell us what are the facts behind the murders that took place in Amityville? Possession uh, came out of her and went into him.
Mm.
Possession came out of her, went into him, gave him the gun,
Wow.
and told him to do. The murders was the only way to get clean.
Oh.
And she lost consciousness. Sorry, Please say that again. They think George is crazy. He's not. Lutz? Yes, this is true. Yes. Okay, so from what I'm understanding, let me just recap. Dawn handed him, her brother, Ronnie, the gun. The entity, the dark entity, went into him, and he committed all the murders. And then he turned the gun on her when she no longer had the possession. Yes, that's correct. And George wasn't crazy. There was something that did happen there. Yes. I'm sorry. Question? Do we have anything from the chat room?
Yeah, there's a bunch of questions
Go
coming in,
ahead. As
and
many
some
as
of
you
them.
can, as quick as you can.
Um,
Hold on, guys,
it says,
please.
okay, Sherry from in Paranormal Warehouse
Sherry.
wants to know. Dawn has passed, but is her
Dawn's
brother
passed.
still around?
Is Ronnie still here? Yes, that's true. Where he
And then
stays. Something about where he stays. Go ahead.
how, somebody is asking again, how many spirits are there?
Are
I
we
think
asking how many spirits are at the location?
yes.
How many spirits are trapped at the Amityville location? 11 again is the number. 11 again is the number.
Okay. And then Karen Richard Palmer wants to know, how did they all not wake up with any of the shots?
How did everyone remain asleep with all the shots going off at different times? A dark voice just came through and said, "I made sure they were resting." Very dark voice, female. Could they hear the gunshots while they slept? The other family members, could they hear the gunshots while they slept? They didn't know. He made sure that they didn't.
Paige Lee wants to know, is it the land that's haunted or just the house?
Is it the land that's haunted or the structure, the house? The house.
Mm.
Oh, and what's below as well. They said and what's below as well. So the land, yes. And they interesting comment from someone, I don't know who it was, but they said the water makes them do crazy things. The water makes them do crazy things.
Huh.
And somebody just told me to turn off the machine. I'm going to keep going. Technicians, please assist me, protect me. We're going to continue. Please surround me. Go ahead. Question? Oh, I'm getting
I
yelled
lost
at
you
in
for a second,
Spanish.
Moon.
I'm getting yelled at in Spanish. This is getting crazy. The technicians keep telling me to turn off the machine. I'm trying to keep moving through this, though. I want to try to get as much possible.
Yeah,
Questions,
but
guys.
just be careful because it's okay. Questions.
It's
Mm,
getting intense in here, guys.
so the evil. Okay, Jackie wants to know in the Paranormal Warehouse. So the evil is claiming responsibility. Yes or no?
The evil is claiming responsibility. The dark. Are you claiming responsibility? Satan. Yes. Satan. The word Satan. Name. All of them.
Wow.
I'm taking all of them. Go ahead.
Cora in the Mixer chat room wants to know, can they name the spirit that made them do that? Can they name the spirit?
Can you name the entity that made you do that? What was the name of the entity that made you do what you did? Beelzebub.
Oof. There's an interesting
I'm
question
starting
from
to
Mixer chat
shake.
room.
Go ahead.
Um, be careful. There's an interesting question in the Mixer chat room, or it's more of a comment, but I guess I'll form it into a
Okay.
question. Why does the family that lived there for many years, why do they say that it was uneventful and nothing really ever happened?
Technicians, why do the families who've lived there since the events that took place happened, why do they say it's been quiet? He keeps them silent. He keeps them silent. They're buried here. The spirits are buried here.
Question. Let's see. What is it about? Okay, what is it about the land to keep the demonic there? Christine Granados wants to know, what is it about the land that keeps the demonic there?
Spirit technicians, what it is about the land that keeps the demonic there? What about the land? What what about the land? There's no Jesus. They just said there's no Jesus.
Mm.
They keeps them buried there. I'll have direct contact with him, saying I'll have them here forever. They're not allowed to
Um,
talk. Question?
there's a lot of questions coming in, and I guess concerns wanting to know if we can help them cross over.
Technicians, is there a way to help those spirits that are trapped there cross over? Technicians assist. Can we help them cross over, please? There's a block on top. Something's blocking us right now. Technicians, are you there, please? They said that they're doing the best that they can for us. There's a little boy that just called out.
The little boy.
Two children just called out. Two very young children. Help, help.
Oh, I just heard that. I
Tech
heard that.
Technicians, is that the actual spirit or is that a demon trying to trick us? Is that the child? Very clouded right now. It's hard to say. Help me again. Mm, they're blocking him. They just got through. They just came through. Let's keep going with questions and see what we can do.
Um, some people are actually mentioning that they're feeling sick.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
not surprised about that, guys. I'm sorry. If you're not
Pa
feeling good, get away from the computer, end the connection, and go.
Paige wants to know, will the house ever be safe?
Will the house ever be safe, technicians? Will the house ever be safe? That's a no.
Ooh,
That's a no.
okay.
I'm going to
Um,
ask a question, guys.
yeah.
Speaking to the entity known as Jody. Jody, are you there? Jody, the pig, are you there? I did remember, yes. Are you the same entity that came through at the Lumber Baron Inn as well? That's true. He said that's true. Are you a demon? Yes, that's true. Yes, that's true. Not with God. Not with God. Okay,
Hmm.
questions, guys. Keep going.
Okay.
I can only go so long here, so we gotta hurry.
Let's see. Well, no, I mean, this question, I'm sure they want to know, do the demons fear anything? But I know what the answer is going to be to that.
Technicians,
Um,
do the demons fear anything? No, they say no, but
yeah,
that's not true.
that's not
Go
true.
go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. It's because they're going by so fast.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep up
I'm
here.
so sad for the traps, and I'm going through both. So just
I'm
bear with me,
dying
you
here.
guys.
Okay, guys. Quick question. George and Kathy Lutz, is the tale that they told, is that true or false? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Keep going. Question.
Oh, Nancy in Mixer chat room wants to know: is there a vortex there?
Is there a vortex? Is there a doorway there, technicians? It's true. Again, it's true. Yes. There's more that'll die. There's more that'll die.
Mm, not good.
The land's always been wrong. They said the land's always been wrong. The natives sing a song there constantly. It repeats. The song repeats over and over.
Oh, I heard that.
And
Um,
they're showing us the song. Go ahead.
yeah. Bobby wants to know: has an exorcism been performed yet in the house?
Has an exorcism been performed inside the house? Has there been an exorcism inside the house? No, because they can't. They can't.
Okay.
So there was a woman who came in and tried to channel them, and she got very ill. I tried to kill
Moon.
her. He said I tried to kill her.
Moon.
That's correct. Go ahead.
Wait. Moon. My rosary broke.
Yeah, it's getting bad, D. We're gonna have to shut down here
My
pretty quick.
my rosary broke.
I'm looking at you. Yeah, I saw the rosary break. Set down the rosary for now, please, just for now, because I don't want that I don't know what's touched that. Just set it down for a second. Please, just put down the
Okay.
rosary for a second. Just put it down. I
Okay.
don't know what's touched that. Yeah, they're threatening us now.
Okay.
Do we have another question?
Yeah.
I'm getting
Hold
sick.
on. I'm just really freaked out because my rosary just completely
I know.
broke.
I'm sorry, but we got to keep going if we want to end this.
Okay. All right. April wants to know from the Mixer chat room. She wants to know did George summon something?
Did George summon something inside the house? No, that's a no. Was George possessed by anything inside the house? By
Oh, I heard
yeah,
that.
yeah, it's him, the big S. He's claiming that he was the one who did it. Yes, and it didn't even get as bad as he wanted it to. He
Okay.
says now that
Um.
it's become a joke to him. There'll be more of that. There'll be more of that. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. I don't see any questions on Paranormal Warehouse for some reason, but Mixer they're going. Let me see. Um, it says, was Lorraine Warren unable to help?
Was Lorraine Warren unable to help? She tried, but and then the phone started ringing like a ring sound of a phone. Couldn't do it. No, couldn't do it. Humans think
Um,
that they're so strong. Humans think that they're so strong. Go ahead.
who just whispered through the radio? The
I know.
Mixer. They heard somebody whispering.
I know. I hear it
They
too.
want to. They want to know who's whispering.
Who's whispering, please? What's your name? There it is again, Satan. All right. I'm not going to give that power. Technicians, please
Okay.
protect. Question?
Mm, um,
Now they're laughing at us. Go ahead.
okay. Um, yeah. Let's see. Let's see.
They're
Let's see. Let's
strong.
see.
They're going to sing.
Going to fear this
They
evil.
keep it warm there. The demons keep
Who's
it warm
who's
there.
who's the Cora wants to know who's the male with a T in his name trying to come through.
What's your name? With the T in your name, please. The male with the T in your name. What's your name? No, won't identify. We've got too much negativity on top. We're gonna have to do like two more questions. I'm dying here. I'm like sweating and
Okay.
I feel sick.
Um, for some reason, and this is strange. I don't know if the people on Paranormal Warehouse are just not asking any more
All
questions,
around.
but that one just froze up for some reason. Unless it's just. Are you okay, Moon?
Yeah, the negative entities are saying that they'll be right there. That they're never gonna leave that land.
Yeah, but you know what? Just can't like everyone's saying. No, no fear. That's right. No fear. You know what?
I just have to say this when I'm looking at this when I see this what they're trying to relay to me the spirits that are there, it's like they have arms stuck down their throat like they've been gagged by these things like they're holding them there. We've got them.
Huh.
We've got them. It's like prisoners trapped. They can't get them out of there. There's
Um,
somebody wearing their forehead's bleeding. I don't know whose forehead's bleeding. It's a child. Their forehead's bleeding. Go ahead. Last
uh,
question.
Moon, ask. This is just coming from me because I,
Yeah.
I thought I saw something right now.
Okay.
Ask if somebody's trying to choke somebody else or showing somebody choking somebody.
Is there somebody trying to choke someone? Yeah. Not sorry. Not sorry.
Oh yeah, I just saw
Too
that.
bad
Like
for them. Too bad for them. This experience is real. They want everyone to know this experience is real.
okay, yeah.
We're gonna have to shut down, guys.
Okay, what's with the fire?
Whole lot of it. They said a whole lot of fire when you said fire. Whole lot of it. Nothing good.
Yeah. Uh, what's with the
Last
fire and
call.
well something melting
The
like something.
the negative one just said last call, like last call for drinks. This is the end of it. I'm dying.
I
Come to our church. It still stands. Okay, I've got to cut this off, guys. I'm sorry.
yeah. Okay.
Technicians, thank you so much for assisting. We ask that you please close down this connection and that you protect us all. Anyone who's within earshot of this, you protect everyone from any negativity that's out there. Thank you so much for assisting with us. Thank you for helping. Goodbye. Goodbye. Shut down the machine. Shutting down the recorder. We're off. Give me a minute. Go ahead, talk for a minute, Dee. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. So that was yeah. That was a little bit intense. I try not to show fear, and it wasn't so much fear. I just, I don't know if you guys could see me on the Paranormal Warehouse, but what I usually do with something like this, and everybody has their faith and what protects them and so I have my prayer beads, and I hold these, and they're blessed, and um, the thing that I mean, these things doesn't break. All of a sudden, I'm just here. I'm holding it like this and asking questions and trying to read the questions. I can't even talk. Trying to read the questions that are coming through, in the different chat room. And the strange thing is that the rosary just broke. How I was able to sort of fix it, and I can show you guys where it's. I had to hook it from right. I don't know. Y'all can see. I had to hook it from there, but when it was on the floor, when I picked it up, this little piece here was, and I'll show you how it was. I had to rebend it. This little piece was completely straight, and I don't want to completely straighten it because then that one bead might come out. But it was completely like that, if you guys can see, and I had to re-hook it. Yeah, and so. Oh, that surprised me that happened, and that's why I had to stop because was asking questions and he was going on. And I was like, wait, 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 wait. Kind of wanted to let him know what had just happened because I felt like if that was happening, I don't know if something else was gonna happen, or if but yeah. Anyways, yeah, that was intense, and sorry we didn't go a little bit longer. Let's see, you guys should put this on as a link. It gives more power with every listen. That's
Sorry, guys. I'm back.
Yeah, it has been an intense week, and that was pretty intense. So I see. Oh, Cora's saying that something pulled on my rosary beads, and the thing is, like I always go to these. Like this is my yeah. So Moon's back.
I'm
How
back.
you doing, Mooney? You
I'm not
good?
feeling real well right now, but I'm trying to get. I'm just gonna shake it off. Sorry. I'll hurry
You
here.
okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna just hurry here and try to figure out what's going on. Sorry.
Okay. Um. Yeah, and I don't know. I guess if you want to let everybody know why we had to shut it off.
Yeah, it got to the point where, and if you listen to the replays of it, I'm sure you're gonna hear it yourself, but there was so much negativity that was coming through, and again, we're dealing with who I call jokingly the big S, but when I start hearing his voice start to come through and the threats start to come through, um, the energy just changes. And I don't know if you guys could actually hear that in what was coming across on the air, but everything just gets crazy. It gets dark. The rosary breaks. The all these things start to happen, and if you give that too much power, um, there's just no way to get back from it, honestly. So I wanted to cut it off before we got too deep, and I did something tonight that I usually don't do. Like I said, when my technicians tell me to shut down, I shut down. I don't question it. I don't do anything. But this time, I knew that it was going to get crazy, and I just wanted to press a little bit to see if we could get. Sorry, I can barely talk. Get some of the answers that we were looking for, and I think we did. Um, but also in doing that, we allowed a lot of negativity to come through in that as well.
Yeah, right now you're having trouble talking. And I couldn't right now. I couldn't. I was like, I sound like an idiot.
It's hard to
Stuff.
breathe right now for me.
Yeah, and I'm not even joking. Look, can you see?
Yeah, I am too. See if I can show.
Um, I
Yeah,
mean, I know you were over there with the box, and I was, but since we're like connected and
yeah,
doing it like together, it was um I could I could feel it, and I was
it was
trying not to
nasty.
show it. I was trying not to show. I was just trying to, okay, just get through it, read the questions, but that was
Yeah, that was intense. That was really
um
intense.
and the reason is to, I mean, I don't know if Dan is still listening, but funny thing is, I messaged Dan earlier today. I mean, I don't know if this has anything to do, or but might as well. I messaged Dan earlier today because lately there's been and I told him I'm looking for for the text. There's been stuff around me lately
Uh-huh.
more than usual, and and I just texted. It was in the morning, and I'm like, so something's been around me for quite a while now. It's strange. And right away, he's like, something, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know what it is, but the best way I could describe it is shadowy, and it moves fast. And this is like our conversation that we had this morning.
Right.
Um, and I told him it's been more active lately. So that's why with this and with what's been around me lately, and um, yeah.
Yeah, it got really intense. Super, super intense. So, yeah. But sorry, guys. I'm trying to get my head straight here while we're talking.
And that's I had that talk with Dan, and he was concerned. He's like, and I told him, yeah, it's been more active lately, and I even told him I know that it
Sorry,
was
guys. I'm trying to
strange.
get my head
And
straight here while we're talking.
what happened? Is that you?
That's me. That's my phone. Nothing paranormal. That's me trying to
Oh,
fix this.
don't do that!
Sorry.
Not right now.
Did you say Dee? You were saying you weren't getting a whole lot of comments on here on
Yeah,
Paranormal Warehouse.
yeah. There's
I'm looking at it right now. Timothy Morse was saying it was aggressive. Are you okay, Moon and D?
and
Paige,
you know what? I couldn't see any of that.
okay, we got Love and Light Chris. Linda said no sorries needed, Chris. Jackie said strength of mind, Moon and D. Paige said, can the evil or evil ever be cleared? Guys, I that answer to that question, the pictures I was seeing, the energy I got, I've never felt like I couldn't clear a place. That I don't know if I could, honestly. Timothy heard some. Jim Wood, unintended consequences. Paige, have you ever personally been to the house there? No, I haven't been to that house. I would go if they asked me to go, but no, I haven't been there. James couldn't hear the box. Um, let's see here. Dina's watching with us. I'm just going through some of these because we missed them. Jackie Solomon, are you still locked out, D? She was, yes. Um, let's see here. Responde pas. I don't know what that means. So, anyway. Okay. Anyway, we're back. Uh,
Yeah, and so Dan was just telling me, he was like, you should ask a psychic about that, because I was telling him the different things that had been happening and how I'd been hearing the whispers, and especially last night something happened, and that was pretty intense, and I was hearing those whispers, and I'm like, no, I'm not crazy, okay? He's like, of course, I believe you. He's like, maybe you should ask a psychic,
right.
and yeah, so that's and I'm glad that I told somebody about it, because it's not like like they won't be like, oh, she's just saying that because of the no, like this was. I wanted to talk to somebody, and I saw that Dan was up. It was really early. I'm like, oh, so
Yeah.
I messaged Dan, and I was like, this has been happening lately.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just going to go through a couple more of these. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Um, Jackie says she stood out front of the house and had an uneasy feeling. I can only imagine the feeling that comes from that place. And I know that they've tried to change the facing of it and things like that. I can't see how that would make any difference, honestly, other than, the quote unquote spooky window eyes that were there. Paige is asking, why did you get the bad spirit from there at the Lumber Baron? Um, what I'm, and this is just purely speculative right now, but I think that the evil Satan, whatever you want to call it, was trying to prove its power with the murders that happened in Amityville and what surrounded that, and then the murders that happened at the Lumber Baron Inn, and the other murders that were going on at that time. I think was just another. I think it was just the evil reaching out. I think it was proving its power at that point. But again, speculation on that one. April, thank you for sending light our way. Jackie, thank you. She said, great job, Mooney. I don't know what great job I did, but thank you. That was a pretty intense session, guys. It was pretty insane.
Oh my gosh, you know what? It's funny because Chuck is I can't talk.
I know I'm having issues too. I'm having a lot of issues talking.
Mm, mm.
Hold your
Oh,
thought. Do you hold the thought about that? Karen Palmer on Paranormal Warehouse. Have you ever spoken with Lorraine Warren about the house? No, I've never had a conversation with Lorraine
I'll be right back.
about the house. Okay, Dee's going to go take a little bit of a break. I've never spoken with Lorraine specifically about the house. in that case. The one that I have talked to is John Zaffis. We used to be pretty good friends for a while there, and he gave me some kind of behind the scenes um, things that were going on at that time. And from what I understand, and this is me relaying a story, but I understand that that was definitely one of their most intense cases. And from what I understand, that's the one house that Lorraine said that she never wanted to go back to. It was one of her photographers that actually took that picture of the little boy, or what was representing it itself as a little boy, up on that staircase. And I know that everybody's tried to debunk that picture forever, but I don't think anybody ever has. I think that that picture has stood the test of time. And if you guys get a chance, go take a look online or any of the things on YouTube. It's pretty creepy. It's one of the most, if it's not faked, it's one of the most intense paranormal pictures I've ever seen. It's a child with no eyes, just light inside the eyes. Um, Linda is saying positive energy, peace, light, send. Thank you, Linda. It means a lot. It honestly does. I am literally still shaking right now and sweating, and I'm just bone cold. I feel like I'm coming down with the flu, and I know I'm not. That's usually what happens when these take place. Um, yeah, Paige. She's asking if there's an evil connection. Yeah, I absolutely believe that there is. What we dealt with in the lumber baron case, with the murders that took place there, it, I personally am 100% sure that it was cult killings. I'm 100% sure that it was satanic. The one name that came through in episode 1 of the Ghost Box Chronicles that was very clear from the killer was a group called the Belkin House Group. I've never heard of it. I don't know anyone who really knows anything about it, but it's very clear. It's the Belkin House Group, and when you mention the Belkin House Group in EVP, the responses that come through are always negative and just very strange. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Brenda, thank you for a great job. Um, Linda, yep, she did say that. Paige, Love and Light, thank you so much. April, yeah, that picture that I mentioned about the little boy is absolutely, yeah, messed up, as she put it. But yeah, it's scary. It really is. And when I see it, and this is again my personal opinion, when I see that, I don't think it's a child. I don't feel that that's a child there. I think that that's a demonic entity representing itself as a child. I'm fairly certain about that. And Jackie is saying, I meant way to push things through and persevere. It did not like being challenged. Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't really want to challenge anything that comes through. Dee's coming back. I don't want to challenge anything that comes through as far as taunt or anything along those lines. But when it comes down to it, if we're trying to rescue spirit, if we're trying to help a positive energy escape negativity, every time I'll try to push through unless my technicians, my guides tell me that I just absolutely can't help, and then I'll back off at that point. And I did think it was interesting that what apparently was Dawn coming through, DeFeo, was really saying that she, when these things happened, she was possessed, is what she was saying, and that she actually, by handing the gun to Ronnie, passed on, I don't know if she at that moment or not, but she passed on the negativity to him, and he actually committed the murders, and then, from what I can see, turned the gun on her and killed her as well.
Hmm.
It's just absolutely bizarre. Jim Wood, thanks Jim for sending some prayers. We appreciate that. Um, Sophie, I would love to answer your question. But I honestly, I don't understand what language you're putting in there. If you have a translator and you can change it to English, I'd be able to understand. Again, if you can put in a translator for English, we'd love to answer your question. Christine Granados is asking if you're okay, D.
Yeah, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I just needed to take a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty intense, guys. And I really hope everybody's listening with headphones right now. It's something that we preach, and I didn't say it beforehand, and I am regretting it now. But you should always listen to any kind of communication like that with headphones, because you really don't want that going out through the open speakers into the air in the room and things like that. Please never listen to any EVP around children. It's just not fair. It's really a bad idea. There's some really negative things that can happen with that. And April is sending love and light. And again, Sophie, English, please, English. Dee, do we have anything coming in from Mixler?
Um, let's see. Will you try to cross over the spirits at a later date?
I'd love to. If I'm given the opportunity, I would love to do it. And I feel like if I'm going to do a crossing, this one I feel like needs to happen from at least the vicinity of that location. I think I would need to
And
be on the property.
the Candy's saying that it's no child.
I agree,
Uh,
Candy. I agree. I don't think it's a child. When I look at the picture, I don't feel that um, at all. James Carter is translating for Sophie. Says that Sophie said, "Wouldn't wish this on anyone," and I
no.
totally agree. What a terrible thing to have happen. If you watch some of the documentaries, I guess there's reported a lot of child abuse that happened inside the house as far as physical violence and things like that. And they said that that's really what kind of drove uh, Ronnie DeFeo to commit the murders, in their opinion. Um, but you got to realize that anytime there is like child abuse, negativity, and all those kind of things, that just brings in negative energy. That brings in demonic entities, welcomes them in, and they can start to take over very, very fast once they feed on that fear, that anger, that hatred, jealousy. That's how they survive. Remember, when we talk about demons, everybody uses the religious connotation with it, and that's totally fine. I respect your belief system. But one thing we do know about demons is that they're truly astral parasitic life forms. They can't survive here on our plane without a host. And the only way that they can do that is by attaching to someone through bringing all that negative, nasty emotion out of them. And that's really how they do survive.
Yeah.
And I'm just going back here really quickly. Would a team be able to cross over the spirits? Uh, in this case, honestly, Paige, I'm not sure. I've never felt so doubtful as I did when I just did that session. It felt really old and strong. That's all I can
Yeah.
say. It
Um,
felt bad.
there's a what's it called? A comment. I can't even. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there was a comment in the chat room, and what was I gonna say?
Whew,
Uh,
I'm having trouble catching my breath. Sorry.
okay. Luna is saying, I think they were just waiting for this. It was planned. You know what? I do have to agree.
Hmm.
I really do have to agree because the way it all think about the way it all started when you told me that you had this idea.
Yeah.
Think about when you called me. I
I
was watching
I t-
and I was really into it too. I was like, oh my god, this is really good and I had been watching different documentaries today,
well, listen,
and
Dee, let me stop you right there. I do want to clarify what I mean by that. What you're saying. I don't think the negativity was trying to make this happen. Okay. I don't think
oh,
there's
and I lost
anything.
you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
now I can.
I don't think it was the negativity that was trying to make this happen. I think that it was the positive, whatever you want to say, God, universe, however you want to look at that. I think that it needed to bring attention to what was still happening there. I think that these spirits have been lost and forgotten, and I think that it's become a ghost story. I think the whole story has become a ghost story, and the spiritual currency that's there right now is being completely forgotten. That these individuals are still trapped inside that location, and to see, and I got to tell you, I can't. I wish I was an artist so I could draw things. It looked like dead people, demonic, whatever, hands shoved down the throats of these innocent people, and it's like they're silencing them, and the greatest victory that this evil has is by keeping them silenced, and they have to basically just be tortured and left there. And I think that it was really important that we brought light to what was still happening at that location or in that land or however you want to look at that dimension. It's vital. So I just want to clarify. I don't think it was a negativity that was trying to make us do this. I think it was positive energy that was trying to bring light to this, so
There's
everybody was
some
aware.
people. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm sorry. There was some people in the chat room and Mixer saying that they had some things happen
Okay.
while they were listening to the session.
Uh huh.
Um, Several of them feel sick now, have headaches, and uh, I know. Ooh, hold on, where is it? Tracy was saying that she always gets bad headaches when she listens to ghost sessions, so she wants to
Right.
know, why does that happen? Could it be because she's sensitive? And
Yeah,
then
that's
let's
true.
see.
Yes.
Um, Somebody else mentioned in here that they had something happen in their home.
Hmm.
Tammy says she had something happen in her home when she was listening.
What happened in her home?
She didn't say. She just said I had something happen. So
Tammy, I guess my question, I'm going to ask this and then I'll wait for a response. I'm going to read off of here. Tammy, tell us what happened and were you using headphones? That's very important. I'm going to go ahead and read another.
Oh, she just said I'm not crazy, but I was deep in meditation, thinking, and a deep voice talked over everything.
Right, right. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that, but I want to know if she was wearing headphones. That's really important. Jackie is saying on Paranormal Warehouse, they appear as children to make you feel unafraid. I would agree to a certain degree with that, Jackie. But I think honestly, with me, the most frightening thing I can see is that demonic child look. That probably brings one of the greatest fears to me. April says it's so sad. Jim Wood, where did the evil come from originally? That's a good question. God, Jim, watching the documentary and then what tied in and what I saw, they made a comment during the box session about being trapped with the insane. And apparently, there was a nation, a Native American nation that was on that land at the time that was housing their quote unquote sick and possessed on that land. And as you know, again, sick and possessed is going to draw on that negative energy. So it's a great possibility that that's who they were talking about. But I didn't see any specific pictures. It was more of a feeling on my side.
Luna was saying that she had something hit her bed and she wasn't using headphones.
Okay, yeah, Luna. One thing I want to suggest is if you guys, if you didn't use headphones tonight and you're experiencing anything that's going on right now, I would suggest sage is really important. If you can burn some sage and basically talk to your higher power or whatever that might be, and just ask that they clear the area. And one thing that's really important whenever you're trying to clear an area, and this is very vital, so please hear me when I say this, don't ever say anything in anger or hatred. The best thing to do is if you're feeling a negative energy that's around you, as you're burning the sage, forgive that energy and ask that it be returned to the light and tell them to go in peace. That's so important. Don't ever give it any kind of negativity and say, get out, leave me alone, anything along those lines, because that can actually bring in a lot more negativity. But if you are experiencing anything right now, if you weren't wearing headphones, I do suggest that you do a cleansing as soon as possible.
Um, Moon, what are they supposed to do if they don't have sage? Some people won't.
Yeah, if you don't have sage, really what it comes down to is a belief system. One thing that I do with a lot of people is a grounding, and I'll give you the quick idea of how the grounding works. Let's just do this really quick. For anybody who's out there who's experiencing this, this is what I want you to do. If you're having any kind of negativity around you, I'll walk you through the process of the grounding, and just listen to my voice really carefully. Close your eyes for me, okay? Relax, deep breath, in, out. Now, what I want you to imagine is a light coming down from the sky. It's going through the very top crown of your head, moving down slowly through your body. And as it moves down through your body, you can feel that light enveloping you and making you strong and bringing you peace. It starts at the top of your head, moves down through your face, through your neck, through your torso, through your arms, through your legs, and as it moves down through your feet, it actually roots into the ground. It gives you roots, it connects you, it protects you. The light's around you, you are protected. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and I guarantee that you feel better. Okay. So open your eyes because you guys won't be able to see the chat that's going on here. Um, I'm just trying to go through here really quickly. They prey on fear and weakness. Yes, they do. How do you cleanse yourself, Chris? Like I said, just mentioned that. Christine Granado says they were calling you both. Yes, I agree. James says the feed's breaking up. I apologize, James. Doing the best we can with that. April, that's horrible. No one. Okay, Jackie says no, none of us accept the negativity of this entity, and it has no power over any of us. Together we are strong and refuse to be defeated. Very good point, and that's exactly it. If you give it energy, it can take energy from you. If you don't give it energy, you're safe. You're 100% good.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to fly through the comments here. I apologize. On Paranormal Warehouse, Paige, if the house burned down, would that help cleanse it a bit? No, absolutely not. Burning a structure actually would release a lot of the negativity that's there. We don't want to see that happen. The best thing that can happen, and obviously there's a family in there now and they're not having problems. We wouldn't want to cause problems for them. But the best thing that could take place is to go into that house and do a full 100% cleansing. From our perspective, and I'd also bring in several people of faith to attempt to cleanse it as well, from all different perspectives. The feeling that I get is that everything is based in the basement, in the land in the basement. There's something there that's old, ancient, and it's purely evil, purely evil. Um, let's see. Timothy has to go. Tim, and he's Catholic. Okay, Tim, thank you. April Dawn Took is saying, you have the protect yourself. Yes, even if just listening. That's the truth. Karen Palmer would. Sorry, I'm having trouble talking, guys. I apologize about that. Would you ever do a box? I'm sorry. Would you ever do a box talk about the house in Connecticut where they made the movie A Haunting in Connecticut,
Oh, that would be.
which they butchered the book? They stopped making the book, which I have called a dark place, and was really scary and creepy. Yeah, here's an interesting thing. I'm actually, I still call Carmen Snedeker a friend. We were on the same agency roster, and we became good friends. And I love her. She's just one of the sweetest ladies ever.
Hmm.
And a lot of people don't know she lost her son fairly recently, the one that was based in the actual story. And it's just a terrible thing. But yeah, I would absolutely go back to that location. I'd love to clear it. I mean, if there's nothing happening there, if there's no spirits trapped there, there's no reason for us to go. But if there really is something that's going on there, I'm always happy to go and try to do something
Hmm.
to help that.
Yeah. And I lost you again.
Do you have me now?
Now I do. You just keep going like back and forth.
Yeah, they're going to try to stop us. Timothy Moore says he has a white sage mist spray. Tim, that works. Absolutely. Let's see. De Palo Santo is good to clean areas. Agreed. April, fill yourself with the light. James Carter, let's see. Thank you. Brenda says, thank you, Monty. I think she meant Moonie. I'm pretty positive about that one. Linda, thanks for that. Sure, guys, anything I can do to help. My light comes from within and then out. April, yes, I totally agree. Timothy, should I spray myself with white mist spray? Timothy, honestly, the best thing that you can do is just spray the spray around you. And again, say a prayer. If you're Catholic, say a prayer, say the Lord's Prayer, and you're not going to have any problems. You'll be able to rid yourself of this. It's not something that's coming to get you. It's good to get that energy away. Very, very important in that case. Page, the Indians must have known the land was bad, and they do say that in the documentary. Page, they say that they sent the those people to that spot because they knew that the land was not pure there. Um, Tim's going to hang out for a few more minutes. Thanks, Tim. We appreciate it. Yeah, Karen, I understand. Yeah, they butchered the movie, not the book, about hunting in Connecticut. I totally agree that the movie was just a disgrace. I thought it was horrible. Jim is burning palms now. And Brenda, it's okay. You can call me Monty if you want to. That's all right. That's all right.
I've got a lot of comments over here too
Go for it. I'm going to take a sip while you do that.
yeah, on the mixer. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody.
Yes.
I love you all. Everybody's sending lots of love and light our way, and thank you guys for
Thank you.
for the concern. Everybody's like, Dee, are you okay? Are you okay? I was just letting Moon talk right now, guys. And thank you so much, Juniper and Candy and Chuck. I love you so much, Chuck. I know you're always there for me, and
Yeah.
love you, buddy. Candy and Junie and Bobby and Jen. She says, Dee, if you accept, my team would like to come to you with clearing and healing. Yes, I accept.
That's sweet.
Of course.
That's great.
Let's see. Dee, are you okay? Yes, I'm okay. I'm okay, Emily. They're freaking out about your voice. We're both having trouble talking right now,
Yeah, sorry, guys.
but we're okay. I'm okay. Luna says I'm a spiritualist, and no one ever mentioned anything negative like it does exist. Let's see. Candy, David sending the light. Thank you, Candy. Um, D, are you okay? My team is asking. Yes, I'm. What's the word?
She's
I'm.
do she's doing better, guys. If you were watching Paranormal Warehouse, she didn't look good there for a little while. I think we were both kind of hurting at one point. And
I'm hanging in there, and I'm doing much better. I am.
when
And
I saw when the rosary broke, I understand why that was so disturbing. But that's what it was meant to do, was to disturb you. They were trying to frighten you, and I'm glad you took the time to step away, Dee. So
yeah. Bobby says, very interesting. I can't even
I
talk.
know.
Very, very interesting for tonight. Um, Tracy says, doing a box from Sally House would be awesome. Um,
I've done the box in the Sally House plenty of times, guys, and it's I don't know if awesome's the word for it. It's heartbreaking to listen to that little girl suffer.
Emily says, love you guys. Well, we love you guys too.
Yeah,
Um, let's see, go eat cookies, you guys.
cookies sound
Sugar,
good right now. Yeah.
sugar helps the soul.
It's funny because yeah, caffeine is my thing. After I have a really intense session, I usually try to get as much caffeine as I can. That's the only thing that really gets me back.
um, oh, Chuck is saying we should do a box session from his basement. You know what
Yeah.
though? Chuck and I have done sessions from there, and Moon. I mean, there you'd yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten the vibe from Chuck's basement before. I think it would be pretty intense
You
to
know what?
figure out what's
We
going on.
should we should plan something like that coming up.
Well,
It would be it would be a great show.
I was just gonna say we're actually we have an event in Iowa, which now we have to get a new location for that's coming up, where we're physically going to be there. Dan's going to be there, um, and Chris Sutton, I believe, is still going to be there. But Chuck, if the offer is open, it might be really interesting to actually do the session directly from your basement
Ooh.
and do the show there. I'd love to broadcast it, and we can actually put out
Oh
a live
yeah.
feed of what comes through on the box and whatever I
That would
get
be
to.
awesome, actually.
And to
Yeah.
put the two mediums in the same room might be an interesting thing
And
too.
that's coming up. That's coming up in May.
May. Yeah, we're just going to get a new location, and I'll talk to everybody
Okay.
about that later.
Cool, cool, cool. Let's see. Oh, he says, let's get it done.
We'll do it.
Um,
We'll do it, Chuck. Seriously. Really quickly, can I jump in on a comment and then I'll
of
hand it
course.
back to you? Okay, so Stephanie Nicole in the Paranormal Warehouse chat room says, I have a girl named Anna in my house, spirit that feeds off my anger and sadness, and I can't get rid of her. My friend told me to be careful because when she woke up from surgery, she called and said Anna is bad. She had visions about Anna hurting me. Stephanie, I'm not trying to panic you on this one, but as I'm reading that, my guides were telling me that that's very true. I think that there's a more sinister entity. I'm not saying demonic, but a more sinister entity that's in the location that's presenting itself as this Anna. I don't believe the name is Anna, and I don't believe it's female. I get a male energy around that. But the thing that you need to know about that, the thing that I'm picking up, I'm not getting anything about it being able to physically harm you in any way. I think that it likes to bully and intimidate you, and it really is feeding off the fear. And when I say that, the things that are startling you right now, kind of the jump scare movie type of things, I think that it really enjoys that. I think that it likes to do that with you. So just be cautious of that. And if you need any help, please just private message me on my Psychic Chris Moon page. I'm happy to help you out with that one. Go ahead, D.
Um, oh, and that's about it. Everyone's when you mentioned about maybe doing a session live from Chuck's basement, everybody's like, "Yes, get it done. Let's do it."
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
And then of course, Cora says, "I wish I could go to some of these." Uh, that's about it. That's it.
Okay.
I caught up with the
Then I'm going
comments
to
there.
jump in over here because I still have a bunch.
Okay.
April says, I know it was brought up. Do you think that it's the water feeding it? Yes, April, thank you for reminding me on that. I did hear that come through on the box session. They didn't just say water, they said bad water. Um, that's a curious term. I've never really heard that before, bad water. It almost sounds like a Native American phrase in a way. And obviously, we know it's on that body of water that's there, so that's something that needs to be investigated. We do know that when we have rivers and streams and water that's constantly flowing, it's like recharging of a battery that happens. So some of the most haunted locations in the world are right next to major rivers and things like that, like the Mason House Inn in Bentonport, Iowa. Um, it's just constantly flowing, constantly running, high number of lightning strikes. It's like a battery, and it charges the paranormal activity there. So I would like to explore that a little bit more. Um, James Carter says, now, I'm pagan, Old Norse religion, not too many rituals for ghost protection for us. That's true. From what I know, that is very true. James, the only thing I can suggest to you,
Um, I'm sorry. I would suggest the egg ritual.
go ahead, Dee, tell them about that.
Well, you could do it before and you could do it after, and it works. It actually you can work in any belief or any anything that you practice. You just you use the egg because the egg represents life, and so what it does, it sort of absorbs any negativity that's around you, so you can protect yourself with it before, and then you can cleanse yourself with it after. And what you do. If you're going to protect yourself with it before, you're not going to use the same one, obviously, to cleanse yourself with it after. But what you do is you take the egg and you're just gonna. It has to be warm though. It's got to be a warm egg, and you have to just put it all around your body and on the important points, which would be. Your crown, and you would go down to the middle to your chest, your stomach, and then you make sure you lay it down to all the way to your feet, and you're just putting it around, and then you're gonna vote. You're gonna say out loud what you're demanding. If it's protection at first, and you're gonna, if you're Catholic, then you could say a prayer for protection. If you're Christian, you could, and depending on what your belief system is, that's what you'll do. And for pagan, what you're gonna do is you're just
Earth-based.
yeah, earth, and you're just gonna have you have that protection. What's the word I'm looking for? You're empowering, sort of like empowering that to encase you in that protection.
Right.
And then afterwards, just for safety, you do it again because sometimes things can seep through, so what you do afterwards is you get another egg, again, warm egg, and this time what you're using it for is to absorb anything that's negative around you, and it takes a little bit longer. And as you're saying the different prayer, like if you're Catholic, you could just say the Our Father, and you say it in different. And I know that some people they'll like some of the religions, like if it's Santeria mixed with Catholicism, then they'll say their own sort of ritualistic prayer, but it's to absorb all that negativity from your entire, from your core, really, from everywhere, and it just sort of comes out and it goes into the egg. And what you're supposed to do afterwards is you're supposed to break it in water. You're supposed to break it in water, and you're supposed to look at that. You're supposed to, once you break it in water, and you also have to say, and it's very important that you say this when you're doing the ritual to absorb the negative energy. It's very important that you have to call out to yourself, to your soul, and you have to tell your soul to stay, not to go. And you have to do that, and you have to do that repeatedly, several times. So you call out to your soul, like if it's me, I would say, Denise's soul, or Dee's soul, or my whatever, however you're gonna refer to your soul as, and then you have to demand, stay with me, don't go, stay with me, don't go, and you say that, and so that it, you have to say that when you're doing that ritual, and then afterwards you have to break it in water, and when you break it in water, you have to look at the what it looks like. And most of the time, people are saying, well, obviously it's gonna look like that, but believe me, when it's absorbed a lot of negativity, you will be able to see it. And I think I sent you a picture once, Moon,
Right.
of how mine looked, and you could see what it looked like. You can see how it just looks completely different.
Yeah, it is.
You could see like almost like a strange, almost like a special effects, almost like strange spiderweb like thing wrapping over the yolk, and then you could see an eye sometimes, and that's when you know that it's all, you're successful, and it absorbed everything. And you need to leave it in that water. You need to leave it there. You can either put it under your bed, you could put it by your bed on the window, and then after it's been there in the vicinity for about at least 24 hours, you get rid of it. I wouldn't just go dump it out just like that. No, you have to say another sort of, I guess, you sort of have to demand that it's not going to go anywhere,
Right.
and you could put it into the earth, and that's the best way to, because when you put it into the earth, you're transforming it from bad to good, you know,
Exactly.
changing that energy. You're changing it from, so that's, and I'm sorry if I sound like an idiot. I can't talk right now.
No, you're getting your point across. Thank you for
Yeah,
saying that. Appreciate it.
but normally I don't sound this way. I can articulate much better, and I'm
Yeah.
having trouble speaking.
Well, we jumped into something about as intense as you can get right off the bat tonight.
Yeah,
That's
and
why.
I'm sorry I interrupted you. Now, if you want to go
No,
and
no, it's
say,
okay. I've just got a billion of these chat questions, so I'm just going to fly through them really quickly. Brendan was worried about the two of us. Paige Lee, we need to raise the vibration. April says laughter is the best, and we both do that pretty well. Um,
yeah,
Brenda, awesome, yes, yes. Stephanie's going to go ahead and look into this spirit that she has in her house. That's great. I appreciate that. Timothy did the prayer and did the spray. Tim, let me know if you need any additional help. I'd be happy to help you out on a private message. Again, it's Psychic Medium Chris Moon on Facebook if you want to get in touch with me. I think
and if people want more information on what I just said, because like I said, right now I know I sounded like an idiot, and I'm trying to, but if you guys want more information on that, message me, and I'll send you more coherent
Right.
instructions on how to do that
definitely.
egg cleansing.
We have, it's Mari. I don't know if it's Mari, I think. I apologize if I butchered your name. Come by Nebraska, mine too. My house is crazy. Yeah, we try to help everybody out as best as we possibly can with investigations. Don't be surprised if we're able to help you out. Get in touch with us privately, and we might be able to make it out there to help you. Karen, Richard Palmer, why do certain people see spirits and some don't? My explanation for this, and I'll let you chime in on this one too, Dee, is, a lot of people get upset that they don't have a certain ability. Like I was mentioning earlier, I want to be a great artist. I want to draw, and when I draw, I look like a third grader. I mean, it's terrible. I'm embarrassed when I draw. My handwriting is terrible. I just can't. I don't have that gift, and I think like anything else, some of us are just born with an ability, and all of us have a psychic ability to a certain degree. And then there's some people who are a little more tuned in. I'm a musician too, and I consider myself a decent musician. But when I watch Eddie Van Halen, yeah, when I watch Eddie Van Halen play guitar, I want to pull my hair out because he's so good, and he laughs at me when he
Oh,
plays
you're
guitar
good
solos.
though. You're good, Moon. Come on.
Thank you, I appreciate that. But yeah,
But no, you're really good. Like, come on. I've heard your stuff, and no, don't just, oh, I guess I'm kind of good. No, guys, he's badass. Okay,
Well,
the guy can
thank you.
sing, can play the guitar, the drums, everything. He rocks.
Well, thank you. But my point again, is that you watch people who are better than you, and you just go, "Oh, can I do that?" And you get jealous. But the thing, it's true, and that's the thing is that this is an amazing ability to have to speak to spirits and see spirits and be touched by spirits, but it's also a curse, guys. I still, and my mom always has a saying, Mama Moon, she always says, is this a blessing or is it a curse? I have yet to find out. And that's the truth. It's great to have this ability. And I know there's a lot of people out there who want to have this ability, but there's a lot of negative connotations that go with this too, guys. And if you're not burdened with it, it's not such a bad thing. Is that a way to put it, Dee?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
James, by the way, just really quickly, James says summon negative inside the egg. Yes, that's what she's saying. And get in touch with Dee privately for more information to get the full ritual on that. That's really important. Really quickly, sorry, Dee, I've got so many people here.
Yeah.
Timothy Morsh again, and Timothy, thanks for hanging out. I know that got a little weird, and for Catholic belief, I understand how that can challenge things for you. We talk about protection on my page called Ghost Hunting Observation Spiritualism Team. I think any way that people are able to protect themselves and feel comfortable and feel empowered, that's great. Do anything that makes you feel good, as long as you're not harming anybody else in the process or sending negativity or hate out into the world. That's the way to go. Jackie, I'd be interested in knowing sulfur content of the land parcels. Yeah, wow. I would be too.
Yeah.
I'd also love to know about the ley lines that are out there as well. I'd love to see if there's ley lines underneath them that might be affecting and bringing through energy as well. There's so many different factors.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, go ahead, Dee, if you were going to jump in.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, I'm just responding because I know that Junie knows about what I was talking about the egg. Okay, it's a very strong cultural thing. Hispanic, in the Mexican culture, they do that a lot, and it's Hispanic culture. And I know she knows what I'm talking about. And so she just, when I was talking about the real ritual, she's like, "En español, por favor." She's like,
Yeah,
because I feel I'd understand the ritual in Spanish. And actually, yeah, because I was doing a direct translation, and I know that that's why if they contact me, I can let them know, a little bit better privately how to do it,
right,
because I know that in Spanish, like when I was talking about, you have to demand that your soul, stays, not goes, or not get you don't want anything to jump in and take over or anything like that. So that's what you're
right,
doing at that moment. But in Spanish, the way it's normally done is somebody um, is doing it on the person that needs it. I mean, you can also do it to yourself, but it's normally done. You have somebody that's performing the ritual on you, and that person will say, like, for example, if it was my mom would always do that on me. If it was my mom, I go like this, like if she's right there.
right.
If it was if it was my mom performing the ritual on me, she would say my name, and she would say, Denise, quédate, no te vayas, and I would say, me quedo, no me voy. I would repeat her, and so that's what I mean. Like, you're commanding to the spirit. And she would say, Denise, quédate, no te vayas. Like, Denise, stay here, don't go. And then I would repeat, I'm staying, I'm not going. And you have to say that several times,
Hmm.
and you have to be really concentrated when you say it. And yeah,
Right,
so it's
right,
it's like it's difficult trying to, because I mean, it's a ritual that I all my life we did it in Spanish, but I know that it can be done because I've explained it to other people,
right.
and they've formed it, and I've told them how to do it, and I've done it in English, and so it can be done. But that's why I'm like, private message me, and I will get you that information.
Definitely. Uh,
And it's some guys that I've done. I mean, it's not like, oh, I just learned this. I mean, this is like from childhood. Like, I was probably an infant and they were doing that. I mean, it's in my family. I mean, I was born into it, and my grandma showed my mom and her sisters, and then they showed us, and so it's not like, no, this is something that we would do, you know, and it would work. So.
right, right. Um, Really quickly, Tammy Komendowski, she's happy that she can finally see both of us. Timothy had to go. Good night, Timothy. Thank you for hanging out. We
Hi.
appreciate it. Um, and then let's see here. Oh, sorry. Where there's good, there's evil, said Tammy. James, who says, side note, only bad water reference I find in ghost terms point to Rhyolite Death Valley Ghost Town. Interesting. I wonder if we could look into that and see if there's anything in there that might correlate with that. Bad water. Interesting. Um, April says there's another one with water and vinegar in a glass, I think, as far as a sort of egg type of ritual that works as well. And then Tammy said, someone told me not to sage my house. It will prevent my son from visiting from the spirit world. Um, Tammy, and this is from my perspective, and honestly, whatever feels right to you, please do. I've never seen positive energies, family members, things along those lines being affected by sage whatsoever. Sage is honestly only used to rid yourself of things that you don't want to be there. I've never seen sage get rid of someone that you love or anything along those lines. So my opinion, and it's completely up to you. I think that if you did sage, you'd remove some of the blocks that are out there that's actually preventing some of the communication with your son. So, whatever you feel is best. That's just my opinion. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Um, yeah, I just want to say, guys, talking to the people well, I'm talking to everybody, but right now on the MixLR chat room, you know that we love you guys so much, and I hate to say this. I mean, then again, I don't want to speak for Moon, but I was just gonna say that I know that he's like really worn out right now, and I don't know. I think they're asking questions like reading type questions, and I'm like, I got to take care of my dude.
Yeah, no,
I
and
know he's
I
probably.
appreciate that. Honestly, guys, I think what we should do, and I'm happy to do this, guys.
And
Um,
because Em's asking a question, she wants to know if she had a male spirit, and I know that, you're always happy to help and answer, but I just, seeing you, and I know you, and I can hear it in your voice. I know that you're probably like right now just completely drained.
Yeah, it's two-sided, and thank you, Dee, because it's a two-sided thing. Number one, I am drained, totally drained. The other thing is that we just dealt with some really negative, probably
Yeah.
the most negative things that are out there in the universe, and I wouldn't feel comfortable right now doing a session for people and their loved ones with that kind of energy that might possibly still be around me. So I will tell you this: if Dee's okay with it, what we'll do is next week we will do a show based on connections for you guys. We'll make connections of family, friends, spirit guides, all those types of things, and we'll just make that the show. We'll do maybe half an hour
Okay.
of readings.
Yeah, you know what? I think that'd be cool because I know that they have a lot of questions, and I don't know if you want to start the show that way or if you just.
Yeah, I think that that's the best thing to do. Is about the time that we jumped in and did the Amityville situation. I think we could go ahead and do some readings for people. So let me put it out to you guys right now. Do this. Start thinking about some things you want to say to your loved ones, people that you want to reach out to and talk to, and I will do my absolute best. No promises. I can never do that, but I'll try to reach out to those people for you. I'll put myself in a good state of mind, and we'll do the session that way.
And they want me to poke you. They want me to poke you on Facebook. They're like, poke him,
Don't
poke
know
him.
how to take that. Yeah. Okay.
They're like, D, poke him, poke him.
Okay. I'll be looking for that poke, guys.
I shall poke him.
Hey, really quickly, Charles, our buddy Charles Anthony, said he sent you and me both healing and blessings. So thank you, Charles. Tammy wants me to sleep and replenish. You too, I think. Linda says, take care, you guys. Get some rest. Tammy says, God bless you both. Jackie just said, I saged my home and cleansed it of negative energy because it was affecting my son, but there is still non malicious activity in my home. Yeah, exactly. Saging will only remove what you don't want there. If saging removes something out of your home, it wasn't anything positive at that point. And really quickly, Stephanie Nicole, going back to her spirit, when I was little, we lived in a house in Indiana. It was haunted. I used to see my whole family sitting in my living room. One day I told my mom I was talking to a girl named Sarah, which is my daughter's name, by the way. We found out a picture under my bed of a girl named Sarah, looked just like me, and the picture said send back to funeral home. We moved after that and never looked back. It was crazy. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing. I sound so. I'm like, oh, I'm not laughing at what you're saying. It's because Juniper can hear that I need tissues.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. She definitely does. Um,
Oh no, I'm getting the giggles. Stop it. Okay.
Really quickly, Stephanie. Yeah, that is a really amazing story. Yeah, and I think you guys made the right move. I mean, obviously, looking back on it, that seems like the only way to really go is to move out at that point. I wouldn't want to take a chance like that. And Cynthia, yeah, I think the show's going to be awesome too next week. And Tammy's laughing at the poke him comment. So
Yeah,
that's a
and they're all
positive thing.
everybody's telling me, Dee, please poke him, and then poke him from me, poke him from me. So I'm supposed to administer a whole bunch of pokes from everybody because they can't poke you
Why
because
can't they poke me?
because you're Mr. Popular and you reached your limit.
I've reached my big 5K limit. Yeah.
Yeah, you've reached your limit, and I'm the lucky one who can still go poke you.
Well, if you do poke me, make sure that each time you're like, that was from so and so, that was from so and so.
I will tell you who it's from. Poke from Junie, poke from Tracy, poke from Candy, poke from Emily, poke everybody.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Everyone wants to poke you.
Well,
Guys, you know what? I'm going to poke him tonight several times.
and
Oh my God, that's
she's gonna tell me who the pokes are from each and every time, so that'll work. Oh, Dee, she's already laughing. Okay, really quickly from Stephanie, who told us the story and talked about the Anna spirit. Jackie brought up a good point. Anna could be Sarah. It's attached to you. I totally agree with that. I think that that's a possibility. It'd be cool to do a session at some point if you ever want to, Stephanie, to see if we could figure out exactly who's who, or if you want to hang out and do the public show next week, we can do that too. So either way is fine.
what? I meant, guys, I totally misspelled that. I was going to tell him you guys rock so much, but instead of much, I put moosey.
Well, Moochie works too.
What the heck?
It's like that. It's like the Japanese ice cream mochi, but it's Moochie.
Hey, Moon, laugh. We're supposed to raise our vibrations. You know that laughing raises your vibration
Oh, I'm
like a
totally good.
bunch.
No, I'm happy. I'm really good right now. I feel good. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm
You're
just
happy.
I
You're
am.
like,
I'm like
no, you're
I'm totally
serious.
good. No, I'm serious because I'm getting serious questions, but I feel good. I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay.
Thank you, April. She says I have the best laugh. I love you, April. You rule.
Yeah, she does have the best laugh. I totally agree. And everybody
Thank you.
sending us hearts in the Paranormal Warehouse chat room. Thank you guys for the
Yes,
hearts. We
Karen.
appreciate all that. That's so awesome. Um,
Karen is saying, is this show every Thursday at 9:30
yeah,
p.m.? Yes, it is every Thursday, and we would love for you to join us.
please join us. Yeah.
Every yes, every join us every Thursday. Jesus.
I thought you were going to say every joint, and I was like, no, I'm the only one in Colorado. No, 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 no. Um,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. Let's see. D, you have the best slide. Oh, that is sweet. Are you reading the Paranormal Warehouse one?
I'm reading both.
Well, let me read the Paranormal Warehouse one because then it's getting confusing. I'm like rereading stuff now.
Ooh,
Jeez.
now they're talking. They're talking about beef. I just came over here to the mixer one, and then they're talking about beef and pork fajitas. I don't know how that
Why
happened.
don't you stick with that chat room because they're a little harder to control. Um,
I shouldn't be the one.
I
I'm
love them
the
though.
crazy.
That's what
Okay,
I'm saying.
fine.
That's your job over there. Um, yeah, let's see here. How do you get a hold of me, Stephanie? Best way to get a hold of me, honestly, is
Oh,
just go to my public page, which is Psychic Medium Chris Moon, and you can message me on there, and I can help you if at all possible.
oh yeah, singing also raises your vibration. You're absolutely correct, Luna.
I wish
I
I knew
love
how to
singing.
sing. I wish I knew how.
Oh, Moon, you can sing.
One day I'm going to learn how to sing. I'm going to take
You
lessons.
look at my face.
I see the face. If you guys are Paranormal Warehouse, you see the face too. She's
Mm,
uh-huh. There it is. There
you
it is.
can totally sing. Don't act like you can't. Hmm. Let's see. Oh, go get what? Go eat. And okay, yeah, what? No, I don't.
This is great radio, D.
It's because it's because I'm trying to see it, but it's like going. It's like going fast, and when I move it down, it moves down real fast, and when I move it up, it moves up real fast. So I'm trying to make it go down, but it keeps going up.
So I get the impression it's moving fast.
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm glad I
Mm-hmm.
could deduce that for you.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, tamales. Yum. That's right.
Okay, so here in Paranormal Warehouse, just so you're aware, we have like ghostly talk. We're trying to figure out who the spirit of the little girl is that's been following this
Talking
poor
about
lady for a
food.
long time. And for some reason over in Mixlr, we've got fajita talk going. I'm I, I'm I'm
They're
totally
talking about tamales, and then some. Oh, thank you, Emily. She said, come, Dee, sit down." Ha ha ha. Is
wow.
that how you meant it? The way I read it, that's how I felt it. Like, let's see.
That was a lot of food emotion going on at one time there. That's
It
pretty
was
impressive.
food porn. No, food porn. I'll get hangry. That was from Bobby.
That was acting right there.
That was.
Ki-
Cora says, "I wish I had tamales."
okay, now it's starting to bleed over into this other room over here. Uh, Karen Richard Palmer says we need Moonie to do a short concert for us who love to rock.
Mm, yep. Moon, sing. Do it. Sing.
Oh no,
Do it.
the song's coming out soon. But you know what we'll do? This will be fun.
Sing like one, like just show them you're awesome. Like just sing once. Just
It
come
doesn't work that way. No, I have to be in that mood.
on,
You've got to have cold.
guys.
You've got to have cold
Request
Mooney. You've
it.
got to have cold Mooney. It's a whole
Ugh.
different thing. But what we will do sometime, guys, is that we'll have a conference somewhere. We'll figure out where that's going to be. We'll let you all know about it, and hopefully you guys can make that conference. And then we'll do like karaoke, or we'll do like a concert, or we'll do something fun in the middle of all of it.
Moon.
Do you see?
Now they've mentioned.
Uh huh.
Now they've mentioned carne asada. Mm.
Carne asada is delicious. I love carne asada.
Carne asada. Vamos a hacer carne asada.
By the way, Tammy, no poison or striper. I'm sorry. Those things will not be happening during my concert.
Oh, good night, Bobby. Bobby's gonna go crash.
Oh,
Say good night.
Bobby, good night. We'll miss you.
We love you, Bobby. We
Thank
love you so
you.
much.
Thank you for coming
Yeah.
in. We appreciate it.
Let's see. Okay, more food talk. I'm so tired. Love you. Oh, we love you too.
Everybody's getting tired now.
Everyone's getting tired. Bobby, go drink milk and sleep. That's Judy to Bobby.
Can I make a public service announcement really quickly? I just want to say
Mhm.
for everyone, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, and it's very important that you all do your part. So everybody drink as much green beer as possible. It's very, very important. And I'm going to start on that after the show.
What are you gonna do? I didn't hear you.
This is how much he pays attention to me.
I'm sorry.
Like I said, it's St. Patrick's Day tomorrow.
Mhm.
I said lots of green beer tomorrow for everybody. Very important. And I
Mhm.
said
Very important.
I plan to start tonight. I'm going to start to ring in the St. Patrick's Day tradition.
Very good.
Yeah.
Oh, Moon.
Yes.
They need to know why Tuesday is a special day.
Tuesday's a special day.
Yes, Tuesday's a very special day.
Is there something happening on Tuesday?
Moon.
I.
Moon.
Oh my God! I'm getting my laundry back next Tuesday.
Suck.
I
No!
sent it out
Why would
like
that?
over 3 weeks
No!
ago, and it's finally coming back in. Dee, thank you for reminding me. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you for reminding everybody. Yes, my laundry is coming back Tuesday, guys.
No.
But
No.
there's a much more important day coming up on the 25th.
No, Moon.
What? What?
Tuesday first. Tuesday first.
Tuesday? What's happening Tuesday? I just don't know.
You know.
I don't. Okay, so Tuesday and Saturday are very important days. Without those days, your two amazing hosts wouldn't be here. So D is happening first on Tuesday.
I'm happening first. What? Tell them. Tell them.
It's her birthday.
Ah! Yay!
She's going to be 22 years old, and she's asking that everyone help celebrate. It's very, very important because she's going to be doing a little special show that night. It should be a box talk show, but I think she's going to do Phenomenon Encountered, whatever. I mean,
Aw, Moon.
you want to do the important shows, but whatever, it's fine.
Moon, look. You actually are supposed to join me the second hour of that one, remember?
I heard something about that. But it should be a box talk show, but that's okay. Anyway, but it's going to be a big night. There's going to be lots of people coming on wishing Dee a happy birthday, and I encourage everybody to please tune in to
You have to tune in.
whatever radio show it's going to be. Phenomenal.
No, you can't do that. It's the same network, so you have
It
to
is
be
the
happy
same
about
network.
it.
I'm really happy about it. It's
Christopher.
great. It's great and stuff. I
Cristóbal.
really like it, and
Cristóbal,
it's really great.
pórtate
No,
bien.
I'm just kidding. It's gonna. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Wow, I'm getting the school teacher, Spanish school teacher voice. No, it's gonna be fun. She's gonna have a good time. And then on Saturday,
You guys for the happy birthday wishes.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Yeah, so on Tuesday's my birthday, and it's also very special because not only is it my birthday on Tuesday, guys,
it's
and
the 1 year anniversary.
it's the year anniversary of Phenomena Encountered. I know some of you have probably never heard the other show, Phenomena Encountered. It's a really good show. Tune in on Tuesdays at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. It's a really good show, guys. We have always, some interesting guests, and Dan and I, we're hilarious. And it's a good show, but it's the 1 year anniversary, and it's my birthday, and it's gonna be a great show. We're gonna have Dana Newkirk and her husband from the Traveling Museum of the Occult, and it's going to be a really good show. They're going to start off the show, and then afterwards I'm going to have different people call. And Moon's going to join me, even though he looks kind of serious right now because I'm talking about it. Look at his serious face. Aw. And then he's got the blue light shining on him, so it's about the time when I say blue moon. But anyways,
Blue moon right now.
he is Blue Moon. But anywho, yeah, that's why Tuesday's important, guys. So tune in. And now, what's on Saturday, Moonie?
I'll be turning 31 years old on Saturday, and I won't be here. I'm going to be somewhere completely not here, but that's okay. I will be celebrating it with you all in spirit. Get it? In spirit. Get it. Cheesy. I know.
I'm typing in the schedule for the other show.
You're pimping your other show on our
I
show?
know. Yes, I am pimping.
My God.
Hey, you pimp your stuff all the time. I'm gonna go do a Ghostbusters University, and I'm gonna go do the BG, and I'm gonna be here, and blah 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 blah. You do that all the time, so.
Well, because I'm busy. I got stuff going on. That's how my life works.
But you know you do it, so.
Yeah, but that's what I do. It's kind of what I do.
I can't believe I just did that. Like, I just realized, like, I just saw it. There's a delay, so I just saw, like, I
Yeah.
just did that.
Yeah, it's a little hard when you actually see what you did after the fact. You know, I've had a few of those tonight, and I'm basically trying to stay as still as I possibly can because I realize I talk with my hands, and I'm trying to keep them. I've got a phone in one hand, and I've got the other hand attached to my chair so that I don't do any craziness. I
You know what we should do? Oh my God! Wait! So on Thursday, we should make it the Moonie Dee party.
It should be. I mean that,
Yeah.
and I'm giving the gift to you of readings. It might be my birthday, but the gifts are yours. That was so cheesy. That was so cheesy. Oh my God. I wanted to hear her do the FUD laugh, so that's why I tried to get that one out.
Almost did though.
It was almost there. There it is. There's the FUD. She has different laughs. For those who don't ever watch the show or listen to the show, there's different levels of D laugh. Like tonight was a super serious show. This was like a super serious show. But there's a lot of the times you'll tune in, and basically 95% of the show is just going to be different laughs from D. I just kind of sit back and watch. That's kind of how it works. I throw a few words out here and there, and we've got the snort, we've got the FUD, there's new ones that happen all the time. So guys, if you're new to the show, hang out because you're going to hear some things.
Oh my God.
They're unnatural. And I'm not just talking about the box. I'm talking about from D. You're going to hear some sounds that you've never heard before. So
That sounded so bad.
yeah. Tammy, we're gonna do the Moonie Dee party on.
No.
I love that though. On Monday, it's
Moonie
the Moonie Dee party.
Dee.
Moonie Dee. She said
No,
Moonie Dee party.
Moody. But it should be Moody. Like put it together. Like.
No, she's saying like Monday. Moonie Dee. Moonie Dee. Monday. Moonie Dee.
Yeah,
Get it?
but this be on Thursday. Yes, I get it.
And it's
But-
awesome. And now you can't use it because it's all about D on that day.
Oh my God. No, well, we don't have anything on.
Phenomenon countered. And that's when I say the name of that show. That's how I say it. Phenomenon countered.
But
Show.
But our show is on. That's right, Jackie. I love you. Our show is on Thursday.
But there's no moon in that.
Yeah, but
It's supposed to be our joint birthday show.
and it'll be the birthday show on Thursday, and it'll be Happy Birthday, Moody.
There's the FUD.
Right?
Hey, Cora, I'm sorry you're still having trouble with the video. I blame Dee. I imagine there's something that she's doing that's probably causing this issue. So
Block people.
let me apologize. It's probably the laugh that's throwing off the signal. It's probably something happening where it's going out into the atmosphere and the energy's actually being manipulated by her laugh.
Oh,
So
God.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, I like it, Karen. The Moonie Dee Blues show. I like it. Like Moody Blues, Moonie Dee Blues. See, it's getting creative. We have, like, you guys are seriously, and I'm not just saying this because you're like our listeners and stuff, but you guys are like the best listeners. You guys are like creative and funny, and you like blow up Twitter for us every day to like.
Oh
make
God,
sure that
I
people
love
are-
them.
You guys are like amazing, and I'm
They
not just blowing smoke. Big thumbs up
Yeah.
for you guys. So thank you for the hearts. But you guys are absolutely awesome. I think Dan is in as Paranormal Warehouse because I'm seeing Phenomenon Encountered is the other show on Tuesdays. He's put that in the Paranormal Warehouse. Thing.
Dan didn't do that.
I think it was Dan.
It wasn't
I
Dan.
blame Dan. Oh, it was D.
You know who did that? This guy.
Who's got two thumbs and is screwing up the chat room? This guy.
This guy. Who's pimping out the other show? This guy.
I'm going to get another show just to pimp out. I'm just going to have another show on.
Oh, let's do another show.
Oh my God, see what's happened? Look what I did. I totally did this to myself.
Yeah, let's do another show. What can we call it? Because if you do another show, I'm gonna, that. So,
This is how the first show happened. This is
Yeah,
exactly
like,
the same thing that happened, guys.
I mean, yeah. What are we gonna call it?
I don't know. I'm not even in that mindset right now.
Oh, I love you too, Paige.
Oh my God. We love you both. Yeah, we love you too, Paige. Absolutely. Well, anyway, guys, so we've got about 5 minutes left. I just want to wrap up, and yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was a little crazy in the beginning of the show. I'm glad we did it, though. I think that we discovered something that might not have ever been known. I mean, honestly, that those spirits are still there, and I'm excited to go back and listen to the recording and see what we got because I think there might be something really cool on there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And of course, if I get anything, I will share it with you. If you guys go back and listen to the audio from this recording and you capture anything, please let us know if you got it. It could be really important for the case. And who knows, maybe we'll end up back inside the house doing an investigation, a show, something. You never know, and that could be
That'd be neat.
that'd be really cool, really cool.
Yeah, it
We
would be.
we love you too, Brenda. Thank you for listening, and seriously, guys, thank you so much for the support. I mean, I know it sounds cheesy, but you guys really do make this show go, and
They do.
I'm really blown away. This is the fifth episode, and we've definitely
Look
had.
at that. Call it D Moonbeam Show.
Boy, Karen, you just got me into a whole new mess. Karen, I love you, but you got me into a big mess. Because this
Oh,
will be
got you. What?
coming
Moon.
coming Monday afternoons at 3 p.m. I don't know. It's going to be something. I'm going to end up with some weird time, and I'll have to do it from airplanes, and I'm going to have to do it from the back of station wagons. It's going to be
You,
it's going to be
you
crazy.
love it.
Oh my God. Oh my
You
God.
love it.
I don't know about love it. I don't know if the love it, it's not the McDonald's thing for me, but oh, there's the finger. Not that
You,
finger, but she's pointing. If you guys can't see, she's pointing at me. She's telling me to behave myself. Whenever she gets to that like school teacher thing, that something like clicks in me, and I just like, and I panic. So I try to avoid. Sometimes I just don't look her directly in the eyes because I think that's the best way to really avoid the laser beams that are shot at me from time to time. But finishing my thought. Yeah, so I just want to say thanks to everybody. Thank you for the hearts. And the
hmm
support is so awesome. Like I said, we're on the fifth show. We've gone through some major bumps in the road trying to figure things out. Our last week with Paranormal Warehouse was a dumpster fire, to say the least. And yeah, it's cool that you guys stick with us and we keep picking up new people and you're like our family. So we love you all and we mean that.
Yes, guys. Yeah, we love you guys very much. Sorry, I was like reading and then you stopped. Yeah, no, we love you guys very much. And honestly, do not miss the shows next week. Catch Ted's show on Monday. He is Paranormal Talk on Mixer, and you can catch him 7:30 Central on Mixer. And also, he broadcasts on Paranormal Warehouse as well. So catch his show on Monday, and then of course, Phenomena Encountered, the birthday show
The
on
birthday show.
Tuesday. The birthday show with Dee and Dan, and you guys will love it. It's a good show,
It
you
is.
know. We always
I'm kidding around, but it is a good show, guys.
it
Seriously.
is. Everybody always leaves there cracking up, and so it's a good show. And then the other birthday show, Moon, the other
Yeah.
birthday show on Thursday, the Moonie Dee Happy Birthday to Me.
Yes, that's what it is. That's the show.
That's the show.
So that's what we're going to call it, is the Happy Birthday to Me show. And I'll be doing readings for all of you. So yay us.
Yay!
So yeah, seriously, tell everybody you know. Please share. Please talk to everybody. Please let them know what we do, where we're at, and let them know if they want to come in and get a live psychic reading and actually hear their loved ones' voices come through the machine. We can do that for you next week.
Alrighty, so I guess that's it, huh?
I guess that's it for us.
Just make sure to follow us on Twitter.
Yes.
Mooney is Man is the Moon on Twitter.
Man is the
I'm
moon.
Man is the Moon. I'm D Paranormal. Follow him. You can't add him as a friend because he's Mr. Popular, but you can follow him on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah, you can follow him.
And
And
can I make one more pimp?
sure.
So can you? The other thing I would ask you guys to do is please subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're going to do rebroadcasts of this show, and we have all the Ghostbox Paranormal Society stuff and the Ghostbox Chronicles with Dee as the narrator, and I'm the guy with the box. So Yeah, if you guys subscribe to the channel, we would totally appreciate that, and keep up with what we're doing and support us. And we love you guys, and we're going to wrap it up now.
Yep. So yeah, what he said. Yeah, follow us. Add me on Facebook. All right. Oh, follow Box Talk on Facebook.
Yes.
You didn't pimp out our page. What's up with
Box
that?
Talk, Facebook, good stuff.
Yeah, follow Box Talk. Follow Phenomenon Counter.
Last thing I want to say, T-shirts are coming, guys. So
Yes, T-shirts are coming. Yes, they are. I promise. And you guys are gonna love them.
Yep, we'll leave it on that note. So love you guys. Thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you next week, same time.
See you next week, guys. Love you too, Em. All right. Smile and remember to make someone else smile too. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.